This is it, man. The work that only you can account for. There will be those times where the work that you are doing, the thing that you are trying to achieve, it is under the radar. Only you know what's happening. Only you are tracking it. Only you are acknowledging it. There will be those times. But you have to understand how important and necessary those times are, because without those times where only you are putting in the work and only you genuinely know how much work it takes to even get one foot in front of the other, that those times are the most necessary times in order to progress anywhere with whatever you are doing, whatever the journey is, whatever the goal is, whatever it is you want to achieve. Those times where you are putting in maximal effort and getting minimum return, they are so important, because without those times and without those days where you are doing it alone, you are doing it where no one knows how much work it truly takes just to do one thing, like I said, just getting one foot in front of the other, those days really do account for in your journey, and you have to understand that, and you have to be able to use your mind to foresee the image that you want to create. This is why I speak very heavily about being able to use mental imagery a lot, being able to foresee an image and create an image in your mind that you want to achieve, that place that you want to get to, and make it so clear and a vivid picture in your mind of what you can see, so that it gives you that something to work towards and truly appreciate those days and those times, because it's not just days, it can be periods of time where the work just goes unnoticed, under the radar, and only you can account for it. They are important, and that is why I'm here. So if you are someone going through that period of time where you're starting something, or you're just putting in a considerable amount of work and you're really judging and weighing it up off of how much you're getting in return, and I'm putting so much effort in and I'm not getting a lot out, those times happen, and you just have to accept that. And if it's really something that you want to do, then you have to push through those times. You have to work it out. You have to be able to sit through the pain, sit through the storm, and just see it through. There is no getting around it. There is no making it any worse than it actually is. There is no making the work easier itself. It's just something that you have to do in order to get to where you want to go. So just think about that if you are pursuing something that is taking a lot of effort and time, and you don't know whether it's actually worth it or not. Truly think about it, and think if it's something that you really want to do and that you are passionate about is the main thing. Because if it's a passion and if it's something that you love doing, then I'm truly convinced that giving that up will be the worst decision of your life. So no amount of hard work can ever steer me away from the thing that I love doing, and you should think about that as well. So anyway, back and a touch of delts, as I said, mainly focusing on my upper back, that whole top shelf of the back, just because I really need to develop that thickness, get it nice and wide, and pairing those two together just makes up for a good day, especially seeing as I'm laying off the pressing for shoulders, as I said. So laying off the pressing just because of the front delt development. So we'll do a touch of side delts and rear delts in this session, with some back movements included, as it's mainly a back day. So we'll start out with that and then chuck in some other stuff in between it. These sessions are getting chopped down more and more. I know what I need to do. I know what needs to be done. So I just come down here and getting more and more used to this and more confident with doing this. It's just a great sense of accountability. It really is just another form of holding myself accountable to my training and to my routine, because certain people just jump out of routine quite a lot, and with doing something like this, it made me realise how on form, on track you have to be, day by day. So let's just get to work and start out with some barbell rows. So I'm going to warm straight up with that and cut straight to a top set. Let's do it. That's good. First set always sets the standard for the session. No matter how you feel when you come into the session, you have to be able to flip that switch in your mind. No matter what's gone on in the day, during the day, you know, whether you're angry, in a mood, upset, whatever emotions that have thrown you off throughout the day, you have to be able to flip that switch. And on that first set, you have to set the standard for your session. That is how you make progress, by turning off those emotions and just tuning into that training mindset, that training mentality where, you know, like I said, you have to flip that switch where everything that's gone on, everything that's happened, you have to turn it off, man. You know, you're here to train, and if you can't turn that switch off, you know, whatever's happened, if you struggle to turn that off, then you know you're going to be thinking about too many things during your session, and too many things are going to get in the way, and you just have to get control over that, because that is how you progress, you know, by being able to go from one mode to the other, one switch to the other. Let's just do another set. Yep. I'm going to do a rest pause. Give me a minute. Woo! That's it. I think I'm going to leave it there for barbell rows, just because I've got a few other exercises that I want to do, and focusing on back has brought it up quite a lot, this bulk, so those 2 sets are good enough for me, man. That, you know, intensity is number one. I'm going to move on to, I think I'll move on to something shoulder, because shoulders and back is quite, they link quite close, so, you know, I was thinking of doing some, that'll tie into traps, and then maybe I'll do some shrugs after that, so let's just move straight onto it. Rest pause. Woo! Woo! One more, and then I'll move on to shrugs. Let's do it. Rest pause. Coming in. Woo! Gonna move straight on to barbell shrugs. Let's do it. Woo! I think we're just going to do straight sets here. I'll do probably 2 more and then we'll move on. Let's do it. Woo! One more and then we'll move on to what feels like the last exercise. So we'll see what that ends up being after next set. Woo! That's it. Shrugs done. Next exercise. Let's do it. Ooh. 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 Woo! Let's go again. Woo! I think that might be it. Based off of feeling, session feels done, to say the least. So in that case, session is done. Whew. Let me get my breath back and we'll wrap up the session. Let's do it. That is it. That's all it takes. A bit of effort and a whole lot of convincing. A whole lot of battling that inner voice that is forever in the back of your head, talking away. That's all it takes. So once you get past that, then the action that's required is very minimal. One last thing that I just want to touch on, that I could very easily make a shed talk video about it, but I mean I probably will in the future, because it is something that I can elaborate on in a big degree, in a in-depth manner, as it were. But it's that I see a lot of people that struggle to be themselves. They are scared to be themselves around certain people, or just in a general overall sense, they do not have the courage to be themselves. And a lot of people will hear that and think, oh, why do you care about other people? You know, just focus on yourself as long as you reach your goals and this and that. But people don't understand that when other people don't reach their capabilities and their heights and what they set out to achieve and the things that they have in their mind, then it makes it increasingly harder for you as an individual to reach your goals. Because when everyone else around you and everyone that you socialise with, that you interact with, is on their own path, that has the courage to be themselves, it makes your path 10 times easier and 10 times more enjoyable than being surrounded by other people that are scared to be themselves, that don't have the courage to be themselves, that are frightened what other people think of them if they be themselves, you know. And I just think that you should really focus on your surroundings and the people around you and try to uplift them as much as you can is the thing that I'm trying to get at, you know. So many people will think for themselves and only think for themselves rather than thinking about the people around them and pushing the people around them to strive for their goals and what they believe in and what they want to achieve. And when you start doing that, you'll start to realise that a lot of things will fall into place because you'll interact with people in a different way. If you're someone on your journey, then you should also be thinking about other people on their journey and to not seclude yourself so much, you know, because it's very easy to, you know, lock yourself away until you become successful, until you've made money, until you've achieved the thing that you wanted to achieve. And I fear that if that happens, then you will just shut everything out, and you know, you won't thrive in a community, in a sense. You know, you want people around you, you want people to be able to support you, people to be able to point things out that you can't see, you know, have that really sturdy support base of a community just by looking out for other people on their journey while you're on yours. So if you are someone that is pursuing something and is getting in your bubble, as it were, just think about those around you, you know, think about people that you interact with, and as a result, how it can impact you and increase your journey to certain heights. So that's just something quick that I had to say, because there is an increasing thing of people that are struggling to take on the courage to be themselves and to help those around them. But anyway, good session number 15. Blood box session number 15, ticked off, tracked, another brick on the wall. You know, we love that saying, you know, build that wall up, lay those bricks. Every session's a brick, every day is a brick. You put another one on the wall, you know, because when you really have something deep that you that you want to pursue, you know, every day is day one. There is no counting the days. Every day is day one. Every day is another brick on the wall. So it just makes it that worthwhile knowing that every day has its purpose. So session 15 ticked off. It was a good one, a quick, efficient, effective one, like I said. But that is it. That's all I've got to say. Nothing more, nothing less. Have the courage to be yourself. Think about those around you that are also on their journey, and help people out. Help people out. Be someone that thrives in the journey, thrives no matter the situation, no matter the circumstance. Have the courage to be yourself. That is it. I will see you in the next one.